I don't know if there is, I mean, a kind of a dark phase or something. I don't know if this panic that I'm feeling, some punishment may fall upon me at some moment. I understand it's because of guilt, but that leads me to find a punishment for myself or for someone else in order to dissimulate, like, or to pretend there is not like a bigger punishment. And I understand that I should investigate myself, or this is something that I've been feeding throughout my life, that has been fed throughout my life a lot. And I don't know how to handle it. I don't know if I have to understand it, or if I'm willing to let go of this, that gives me a lot of identity.
Okay. Do you feel guilty when you're asleep?
No.
Do you fear punishment when you're asleep? But you exist when you're asleep. So this guilt and this punishment and this fear of punishment are alien to yourself. There's something other than yourself. Why should you identify yourself with these things? Why should you take it, I feel guilty, I feel fear of punishment? That is, in this path of self-investigation and self-surrender, our aim is to hold on to our being. To the extent to which we hold on to our being, we thereby separate ourselves from the person we seem to be. Only when you are aware of yourself as I am Sarah, do you feel the guilt and the fear of punishment and everything? So the only way to deal with such feelings is to ignore them, is to separate yourself from them by holding on to your being. Your being, I am, is not guilty of anything. It has no desire, it has no fear. It just is. That is what you actually are. That is what we need to try and hold on to. In other words, we need to try to hold on to that which alone remains in sleep. Our fundamental awareness, I am, our ever-shining being. That is the only way to deal with all these things. Bhagavan says in Nana, however great a sinner one may be, if instead of lamenting, oh, I'm a sinner, how can I be saved? If one clings firmly to self-attentiveness, one will certainly be reformed or saved. If one clings firmly to self-attentiveness, to Swarupa Dhyana, one will surely be saved. So all these feelings of guilt and fear and so on are the result of the wrong identification. So ultimately, there is only one sin, the sin of identifying ourselves with anything other than ourselves. That is why Bhagavan said, this ego itself is what is in Christianity called the original sin. In other words, the sinner is the original sin. By identifying ourselves as I am this person, we are identifying, we are making a sinner of ourselves. But by identifying ourselves with a person, we are identifying ourselves with the doer of actions. We become the doer of actions by rising as ego. Because as ego, we're aware of us, we identify ourselves with this mind, speech, and body, which are the instruments of action. So all good actions and all bad actions are done by mind, speech, and body. So long as we identify ourselves with this mind, speech, and body, we take ourselves to be the doer of those actions. To identify ourselves as the doer of good actions is as bad as to identify ourselves as the doer of bad actions. The wrong lies in identifying ourselves as the doer. That's why Bhagavan said that is the original sin. And we can put an end to that original sin only by holding on to our own being and thereby separating ourselves from this person we seem to be.